What's up, folks? Hope you're doing well. I've been due to give a quick update on Speakeasy. As you guys know, when I did the Speakeasy video, I was out of town, so I couldn't even be on camera. I was just doing it from my laptop, had my ledger hooked up and everything. It was a little complicated, so I couldn't really do the full tutorial. By now, most of you guys have figured out how it works. In Speakeasy, you obviously can jump in and get 0.25%, which is decent still and pretty low risk, but it would be better to get more. So if you buy this MKC, which actually allows you to get into the Speakeasy, right? It's a membership card. That's going to give you another 0.25. So now you're looking at 0.5%. It's looking even more solid. And then you've got an opportunity to mint one of these cocktails. Once you mint one of those, that's going to give you a range of different APRs. It's going to give you an additional ROI all the way up to 1.5%. I think I'm at 1.31, so I got one of the pretty decent ones. That's a pretty solid return rate. Once you make your deposit in here, you need to do an action about every 168 hours. So your balance is just going to sit here and accumulate, and after 168 hours, we are going to need to go over and figure out what you want to do with those rewards. You can either cash out. You guys probably can't see this. You can either cash out here, or you can let it ride. Now, as you can see under here, there's a little timer, or I guess a little visual aid for the timer as this bar stretches all the way across, gets to 168 hours. For those who are bad at math, that is 7 days. At the end of the week, you need to decide what you need to do. So I was on the road, didn't have a ton of BNB in my account. I think I had 1.7 BNB. I've added another 3. So instead of claiming, you can see total withdrawal 0. I didn't claim it all. I believe in the long-term viability of the project, so I'm fine with it right now. I'm just going to keep compounding, and I'm going to keep adding to it. And pretty soon here, I'll figure out what day or what time frame I want to start taking some profits just to start paying myself back. And this may be another scenario where, since it's been working in so many other protocols, then let's just say I'm taking out 0.2 BNB, then I put 0.1 back in, and I just keep putting 50% back in. It's been really working really well for me for Purple Beans. It's been working well for me for Wolf Capital, and it's been working well for Mischief of Fortune. So why would I not do it here? A lot of the same community members are in all those same projects. So I know a lot of those guys are kind of planning on doing the same thing too. And when you have a whole community that's marching in a certain direction, and it really helps the viability of the project. So no different with this one. Right now, my total investment between both of my NFTs that I purchased and what I put in here is just a little bit under $1,000, which is generally what I like to go into these projects with. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. The max withdrawals that I can get out of this is as of right now, without redepositing anything, is 6.4 BNB. So I've got the original 2 and then some of the money that I've made that's going in here. So I've got about 5 days left till this bar gets all the way over across, and then I'll decide what I want to do. I may just let it ride and redeposit the whole thing and get this up. I don't know exactly what my goal is to get this up to. I think it's a protocol that could last a year. Who knows with this stuff? It just depends on the community's behavior a lot. But we know that the dev is trusted, the owner is trusted, the contracts seem really solid. So I don't really have any fears in that area. As long as people abide by the 50% redeposit kind of rule, I think it'll help a ton. Also, with this one, how do they generate their income? Through collateral rehypothecation. So they've got some in EMP, they've got stuff in Elephant, they've got some blue chip holdings. I think they even made a play on, what was it? I think it was ETH. We saw a dip when all that stuff came out with the banking scare. Markets tanked and then rallied back. I think we made some good money on that. That just goes into the vault to pay people out. So overall, it's a really good setup. That's my flow. I've made my deposits. I may just continue to let it ride to build this up to maybe like 10 BNB. I may add a little bit to it. I just haven't decided yet. If you want, you could do a 2-and-2 strategy where at the end of the first week you let it ride, second week you cash out, third week you let it ride, fourth week you cash out. Ultimately, that's up to you. Not financial advice, of course. I'm personally playing this one with just a little bit less concern. So I'm going to keep redepositing, try to boost this up, see if I can maximize my gains and end up making good money here. So overall, protocol really simple, really easy once you get in. Once you understand that each additional NFT gives you access to more of a daily ROI percentage, if you will, then you pretty much understand the whole protocol. Get those, add your cocktail NFT, figure out what percentage that's going to get you in total. For me, 1.3%. Then every 7 days, you got a choice. You want to let it ride or you want to cash out. Maybe you cash out, put 50% back in. Again, the choice is yours. They also do, in addition to the money they've got in there, which is about $250,000 in the bank, which is awesome. I mean, it's pretty solid for a protocol of this size. For those of you who are wondering, I don't think you're late. You know, some people are like, hey, maybe I'm too late, can't get into this one. For a lot of protocols, that is true. I don't think that's the case here, to be honest. This is one of those longer term protocols for me. So, you know, I think if you can get it in the first couple months, it'll be good. And this just launched a little over a week ago. If you want to get in, I think there's a link below in the description. The referral code is just my wallet address. Use it, don't use it. It really doesn't matter. I might be pretty close to maxed out on referrals. I think it only gives you referrals from 5 people who join. So it's not like it's a big deal. One thing I wanted to point out, though, is this news promotion sections. They opened up a new back room, the BSC House Game, which is, you know, non-gambling, we'll say. But you can come over here. It is fair, right? The Chainlink VRF, for those who are not familiar with it, is a truly randomized, trustless system. So it's cool to see this live. Already utilized, already live, already using Chainlink VRF. So if you click on to play the game, it's going to give you a bunch of options. It just depends. Like this one, I think is USDT. So if you've got some USDT, you could bet it. You've got BNB, ETH, EMP money, Bitcoin. So there's a bunch of different versions, but I think it's all the same thing if I remember right. If I jump over here, this is the BNB one. The sliding scale is how you decide. You know, you like this one, for instance, it's a 1% chance of winning, but you're going to win 98x of whatever your bet is. So, you know, very low likelihood, you know, so super risky, but a super great return. The opposite is also true, right? You got a 98% chance to win most, you know, your money back and then a tiny bit more. So there's no point if you're going to roll the dice, gamble, let's say, which is non-gambling in this scenario. And you probably want to, I don't know, pick whatever your odds are. I don't know how this works. What does it give me? Doubles me up, so I got a 49% chance of winning. What about a 50? So still pretty close to double up. I don't have a ton of BNB in this wallet. I actually just made a large payment from Spritz. Those of you guys who need to have some sort of fiat off-ramp, please use Spritz. There's a link down below. Right now it's only available in the US, but I think they're branching out to other countries. So within the next quarter or two, we should see this thing pretty much worldwide. But it's a fantastic service. You can send money directly to your bank account if you want, or you can pay your credit card bills or utility bills or whatever directly through the app. And it is truly phenomenal. To be honest, if the company would sponsor me, I would rep their brand in a heartbeat because it's an amazing service, and I literally use it like 10 times a week. Anyway, back to non-gambling. So I haven't played with this too much other than just checking it out. Let's see, deposit and join the house. This section down here, I think, is if you actually want to own a percentage of the non-casino, you can make a deposit into the bank, and I think whatever, you know, size of a deposit gives you percentage ownership, and so you're going to get that percentage of the total yield from what the casino makes, the non-casino rather. So since from time to time I do go full degen, let's just give this a try. Let's go like just 0.05. Let's see. I got a 50% chance of winning. If I do win, right, we got a flip of the coin here. I'm going to earn 1.97x what my initial was. So I should end up with 0.098 or something like that. So let me unlock the ledger and let's give this a go. All right, we're good to go. Let's click bet. Proceed. I switched over to Rabby for those of you who don't know, so I would highly recommend doing that if you're having problems with MetaMask. I was having a ton of problems with MetaMask. Let's see if that went through. It said my gas might not be big enough, but let's take a look. As you can see, it says transaction confirmed, processing. Hang on, your entry is being processed. Good luck. I don't know how long I should sit here. I will sit here in silence. If I could play that Jeopardy music, I would do that, but I don't want to get demonetized and get flagged for a copyright issue. So after I was talking up Rabby, maybe in this scenario it was enough gas to cover it. I don't know for sure. So either that and the transaction just pending, or I lost. So right now, you know, of course I bet 0.05. Right now it's got me as negative 0.05. Total wagers, it's got the details here. I'm wondering if once that goes through, if it won't tell me if I win or I lose down here. Right now it looks like I lost. Obviously my rewards is 0. So I'll check back later and see. For those of you using MetaMask, the gas tracker, I don't know if this 5.0 is what it needs to be set on. I think that's what I had Rabby set on, but who knows? So we'll see. Anyway, one more component of Speakeasy that's going to help it out. Again, if you want to keep it simple, Figure out if you want 0.25 or greater. If you want greater, you got to get these two NFTs or at least one of them. Even if you just want 0.75, you can straight up buy the gold MKC and this one and get 0.75 a day, which is really awesome, especially with something that's stable. So that's it for today. I'm going to continue to let it ride and try to pump these bags and see where we end up. Let me know if you have any questions on the Speakeasy. Happy investing.